Good morning, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels here in Midtown Manhattan in the Cheesehead TV podcast room. Green Bay Packers clearly want to win with defense, ladies and gentlemen, after signing Jaire Alexander to a 4-year contract extension. This secondary, this defense is cooking with gas. I'm excited. They are going to have so many ways to hurt you on defense. The ability to dictate with the rotating pieces in the secondary. I cannot express how excited I am having Jaire Alexander in the fold for another 4 years. It's crazy to me that in my lifetime, perhaps, just perhaps, the Green Bay Packers could have a formidable defense once again, something I never thought we'd see happen. Now, obviously, the work has to get done. You don't just show up and dominate. And there is plenty to point to kind of down the stretch last year where I know we talk about the defense finished 9th overall and they had this great playoff performance, and that is all true. But there is plenty of tape out there in the second half of the season. The offense is trying to find the vulnerable spots, making things work. Hell, the Ravens almost beat them with a backup quarterback. So it's still a work in progress, so to speak, but they have got so many talented pieces. I am so excited to watch Joe Barry go to work here in year 2 and just get ready for absolute suffocation from this defensive secondary. I said it, suffocation. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Good morning to everybody in the comments section. Good to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Logan's here. Good morning. Dennis, of course, is here, a stalwart. Good morning, Dennis. Hope you're well. Brandy, how are you? Good morning. I hope your love affair with Ty Summers endures forever. Hope you're doing well. Ed starts us off with a super chat. What's going on, Ed? Apologies if this is a repeat. Ed, there's no need to apologize this deep into the offseason. I mean, anything and everything probably has been talked about at this point. However, I don't think I have addressed this. Do you think the NFL wants the Packers to play every Christmas, i.e. Detroit and Dallas on Thanksgiving? Holy Mother Mary of God, Ed, I hope not. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's an impossibility or it's completely out of the realm of possibility. No, I don't know. I fucking hope not. I can't have every single fucking Christmas built around the Packers. I love it every once in a while. I got no problem every 8-10 years. Every fucking year? No. I refuse, Mr. Goodell. Seriously, though, I doubt it. But I wouldn't put anything past them. It's instant television viewing, especially with Aaron Rodgers under center. So, yeah, but I'm hoping this is not the start of a new tradition, Ed. But I can't, can't make any promises. What else we got? Good morning, everybody. Shadid, what's up? How are you? Carl's here. How are you doing, Carl? Good to see everybody. Just don't want to miss anybody. There we go. Got Jeff. Hi, and Seth. What's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. How can Ja get $30 million 2022 but lower his cap hit? Yes. The salary cap. It's complicated. I'll try to make it as easy as possible, right? He was set to make 13.2 something million, right? On his 5th year option, which is fully guaranteed, which would have completely counted against the cap. But because his salary is now set to be just over $1 million. And then he gets the 30 mil, which is a signing bonus, which is the only guaranteed money in the entire contract. That signing bonus gets prorated over the 4 years, over the length of the contract. And that first year of said contract, it is a combination of that prorated signing bonus and his salary, which comes to, I believe, around just north of $6 million. And that's what takes his salary cap hit from 13 plus million to 6 plus million, giving the Packers obviously a bit of wiggle room when it comes to their cap for the foreseeable future. Now, they have draft picks yet to sign. They'll undoubtedly want some breathing room heading into the season to make any kind of moves necessary. Last year, a good example of a move they had to make in season was signing Rasul Douglas off, Arizona's practice squad, things like that. Now, not every move is going to be that dramatic, obviously, but those are the types of things you need maneuverability for with your cap. And that's one of the kind of, I've gotten a lot of people asking. I think someone asked I mean, point blank, immediately after the news broke yesterday on my Twitter feed. Does this mean they're going to sign a free agent? Not necessarily. I mean, they could. It gives them a little breathing room, no doubt about it. And possibly they might explore bringing somebody in. But I think anything along those lines was probably already being explored as far as phone calls, what have you. But yeah, I don't think this is a move made specifically to go and sign someone. I think it's just to give them a little maneuverability as they head into the season. But we'll see. Who knows? Hell, yesterday I got done with the chat, and like 10 minutes later, Jaire signed an extension. So who knows? I'll get done today, and they'll probably sign Julio Jones for all I know. But yeah, that is a very, very 30,000-foot simplistic version of how that works, Seth. I hope it makes a little bit of sense. William, how are you, man? With roughly $15 million in cap left, what do we do with it? Keep on rocking in the free world. Yeah, $15 million. I know that number's been thrown around a lot. That's a bit of a misnomer. They've got to sign draft picks, as I said, some of which they've already done. That some more they have to do. They finish up. But I don't think they have to do anything with it at the moment. Like I said, they will keep their options open. They're not going to make a move just to make a move. And I think part of what the next kind of stretch here will be, OTAs, minicamp, what have you, is taking a look at the young guys, especially obviously at receiver, and seeing what they have athletically, how they're doing, just as far as picking up the offense, things like that. Now, that's not to say we're not going to make a move unless these guys look terrible. It's a little more fluid than that. But, they want to get these guys on the field a little bit more than just a minicamp or a rookie minicamp. See them with other NFL players and start to take stock of who these guys are and what they're capable of. But yeah, I think more than anything, this cap relief is good for any number of things, not necessarily just signing some street free agent. Hell, they could make more signings of their own. There's still a possibility, Adrian Amos gets an extension or something like that. There's a lot of things to come, I would suspect. I wouldn't mind signing OBJ for a fair price just for the later season games. Omega, I hear you, man. But look, I got excited about OBJ last year. I ain't getting excited this year. That man had a chance to come play with Aaron Rodgers, and he chose LA and Matt Stafford. Now, obviously, he got a ring, got hurt in the process, and now he's got to wait. If he wants to come play in Green Bay, awesome. I will welcome him with open arms. I think he'd be an absolute dynamite weapon for the Packers late in the season, as you indicate, coming off that ACL. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he really wants to come play in Green Bay. I mean, maybe if the Packers can make it work financially. I know they were strapped big time last year and couldn't really match what LA was offering. But man, is there anything about Green Bay, Wisconsin that screams OBJ to you outside of getting to play with Aaron Rodgers? And even then, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm down with it. Like I said, I would welcome him with open arms. But he's as Hollywood and LA as they come. I suspect he'll just bide his time, get right, and then re-sign with the Rams. But that's just my guesswork. Jem, OBJ is hurt. He can't play for a while. Did you notice the part where the young gentleman said later in the season, thanks for playing, LOL? The Facebook page still gone? Troy, the Facebook page is so gone. We're like coming up on a month. I have someone in the New York office and I have someone in Palo Alto, actual humans who have alerted Facebook to the fact that someone has hacked our page and we're still waiting. Facebook, yo, you got a bad rap out there, even with forget all the political nonsense. Just as a company, you don't have the greatest shine. And this is a perfect example why it's like Facebook is irrelevant at this point. What is the point of creating something, nurturing it, building a following, building an audience, connecting with them, connecting the world, as Facebook says. And then going on a month, our page gets hacked and we can't get it back? Really? A verified page, by the way. Not just a page, a verified page. I thought that meant something, but apparently not. But Facebook did take one action. They took the verification away. Oh, thanks. Well, this page has clearly been hacked, so we'll take the verification away. That's what they've done. Never mind that there are personal Facebook pages connected to this. or with connected credit cards the hackers are trying to buy Facebook ads with. Never mind all that. We're going to take the verification badge away. Way to be on it, Facebook. I'm sorry. This is boiling over at this point. I mean, it's absolutely absurd. All right. I'm done. Done with my bitch fest about Facebook. I'm done. Had to get that off my chest. Had to get it off my chest. Facebook mods must be Vikings fans. That's so good. Probably true. Work, try, control, alt, delete, nags works every time. Good point. Good point. OBJ probably returns to the Rams. Probably. That's my guess. Trade for Metcalf. Nah, no. If that was going to happen, it would have happened before the draft. And now we've got 3 new receivers. We've got Aaron Rodgers and an offensive line and dynamic running backs. Lots of moving parts at tight end. No, they don't need Metcalf. Come on now. Thanks, buddy. I feel you. Danny. I feel you. What's going on, bud? I know you'll get your Facebook page back. No, I won't. We'll see. Any news on alternative jerseys this season? Nothing yet. Not that I've seen. I know last year, I think if I remember right, Murphy dropped it midsummer, Murphy Takes 5 thing that they were going to have like an ode to the 50s kind of thing. But no, nothing yet. But I would suspect there will be something because, man, that third jersey last year was super popular. I actually hope they kind of go with that one again at some point. I know the rules change seemingly every year about what's allowed. And I know this year is the year teams are allowed to use an alternative helmet. So we'll see what that cooks up as far as the throwbacks go. Leave it to Oh, yeah. It's that kind of morning, huh? Leave it to Brandy to bring us back to football. I like it. Best position battle in camp, wide receiver or O-line? That's a really good question. Obviously, I think wide receiver will be the most watched, but there's no question in my mind that right tackle will be fascinating, and the physicality at that position, the requirement day in and day out, that's going to be, to me, the most exciting. And, with receiver, clearly that'll get a lot of the headlines and the narratives will be spun and what have you. But you guys know me. You can't win unless you're stout up front. You got to be. And they have to kind of solve that first before anything else goes in the offense. So that is my feeling about it. I know others will probably feel like wide receiver is the answer there. Brandon, what's up, man? I have a dream. Mug fronts, Jai in the slot. Where's the blitz coming from? Also, I work in paid social ads, and Facebook support is the worst. Yeah, you're telling me. Yes, mug fronts, you're talking now. Jai in the slot. Where's the blitz coming from? Make the quarterback guess. A lot of too high stuff, probably still. I would suspect. Although, it's interesting. You go back and you watch last year. As the year starts, you get to like week 3, week 4, especially. Joe is really starting to kind of mix in a couple of exotics every few series. Nothing heavy, nothing nearly as much as we saw from Pettin, but every once in a while you'd see some really interesting stuff. And then Jaire gets hurt and he really dials it back. Now, that doesn't mean he's not, there's still pressure packages, obviously, but his creativity kind of not stopped, but it definitely was blunted once Jaire went down for, obvious reasons, clearly. And then, you have to, Douglas arrives on the scene and things start to progress there and he shows that he can play and whatever. But yeah, I think his kind of creativity got blunted a little bit after Jaire went down. Again, for understandable reasons, but I am insanely excited to see what he cooks up with these 3 guys at corner. No doubt about it. Okay, what else we got? Okay, I got that, Brandon. Well, what else we got? Amy, what's up? Over here minding my business, not giving a shit about the cap and leaving that to the experts. We've got Jaire for a few more years. Amy, that's a healthy attitude. And I understand people wanting to get down and get jiggy with it with the salary cap. That's cool, man. If that floats your boat and that makes you go and that's how you come to the game, cool, awesome. But Amy, I'm with you, man. Russ Ball knows what's up. I trust that man implicitly. I mean, you just look at the list, and he's locked in David Bakhtiari, Kenny Clark, Devondre Campbell, Jaire Alexander. I mean, the guy gets it done. These core players, they make sure, the Packers do, that they stick around. I love it. I absolutely love it. Pogs, Nags, outside of camp, are you planning on attending any games at Lambeau this season? I'm actually kind of in the middle of deciding what the hell we're going to do this year. I have a meeting with Corey tomorrow, actually, to talk about some things, and that's one of the things we're going to address. We have a couple things up in the air, a couple partnerships that people we're talking to about what this season is going to look like. Suffice it to say, I suspect we'll look a little different than we did last year, especially on game days. But I don't think I'll be in Green Bay a lot, but I'll hopefully be there a few times. Sean, what's up, man? Any chance for a sophomore slump for Barry? Not sure that works for coaches, but his pass still creeps on me. I understand, man. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, there's always a chance, right? Teams start to break you down over the offseason, get the tape on you, and start looking at your tendencies, what you like to do, how you like to utilize certain personnel, matchups, etc. Yes, there's always a possibility. But, Joe's doing the work too. He's trying to progress. He's trying to get better. He's trying to, find ways to put his guys in better positions every single week. It's interesting because, look, Joe's kind of defense and the thing he said, I think it was at his very first press conference, is like how proud of his scars he was. That's a guy who's, under no illusions. He understands his rep and the maybe a mini leap that LaFleur took in hiring him. And clearly, year one was very promising, but nothing's given to you. Matt preaches it all the time, and I got to think he and Joe have talked about this. You've got to continue. This game will humble you quick, right? And Joe has certainly been humbled twice as a defensive coordinator. Now, he's never, ever at either of those stops ever had the talent that he has on hand here in Green Bay. You gave him a little talent last year. Look what happened. 9th overall. You give him a little bit more talent this year with these rookies and what have you. I think top 5 is not out of the question. Now that's, a long way off. He's like, again, the work's got to get done. But, to sit here and say it's impossible. No, we could never have a second-year slump. That's disingenuous and ridiculous. But I like the odds that Joe gets this defense headed in the right direction yet again, and they continue to improve. That's my hope, and that's my hunch. Troy, what's up, man? Can we start a Transplants fund and get some off-season transplants? Troy, that's a big ask. I don't know, man. I'll talk to Corey. I'll show him this super chat, Troy. It's just if I could express how busy Banky is, like, it's insane. The man is inhuman as far as running LiveX and everything he's doing and accomplishing. Like he said during the draft. I mean, the draft is pretty much that's your taste of Banky for the offseason until camp. But we might sneak a Transplants in sooner rather than later. We'll see. Moises, what's up, man? What's more important for special team success, talent or coaching? And has Green Bay done enough to improve? PS5 fun. The funds are great. I love all the funds. That's a really good question. I got to think coaching is a major component, but you've got to have the body types and you've got to have the athletic ability across those fields. Now, to me, for forever, and I keep going back to this, chat I had with Mark Tauscher on the Shameless Packers podcast, but I was very much in the camp. We just want competence. Just don't screw it up. The problem is I think the Packers were kind of in that mindset. They got to get back to wanting to make plays on special teams, wanting to dictate, wanting to, be a contributor to the game rather than a bystander. And I do think in that regard, it's about coaching and it's about focus and it's about direction. And that comes from the guy in charge. Now, Bisaccia is clearly going to be under a microscope, right? But I do think part of this falls on LaFleur. Bisaccia can only work within the parameters provided by the head coach, and the head coach has to prioritize at some point, at least a little bit more. Special teams practice time, technique, devotion to all of that. It's just feels like that's been not at the forefront for a very long time in Green Bay, whether it's LaFleur, whether it's McCarthy. Hell, you can go back to Mike Sherman. It just hasn't been a very it just doesn't seem like it's been a much of a priority by the head coach. And that's LaFleur's charge here, right? And he said he's going to take a hard look at it this offseason. I suspect he has. I can only take the man at his word. But I do think Bisaccia makes a big difference if LaFleur allows him to. And I suspect he will. Stanley, what's up, man? How about y'all eat a damn salad? What's fun is I don't know if this is a reference to how fat I've gotten or if it's just a reference to Rex Ryan. But it's good. I like it. Dustin, what's up, man? I'd love to see King back, cheap rotational body. I don't think that's the world's worst idea, and I do think it's a possibility, considering that after the big three, right, there's a steep drop-off as far as experience goes. It would have to make sense financially. I think if they could get him back on a very cheap veterans minimum type deal with some incentives, I don't think it's the world's worst idea. And I know there are people that will shudder at that, but I do not, especially if you go and watch how they utilized him down the stretch last season. Manning up against some of the bigger bodies, some of the tight ends, using him in that dime package. Don't think it's the world's worst idea. But we'll see. There's a ways to go yet in this offseason. Maybe he signs with someone else. But yeah, I do not think that's a bad idea at all. Thanks for talking, big talker. Thanks, Dawson. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody. I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family, Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.